I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
But you're so high.
Oh man, you know I ain't high.
But you're so high.
Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then.
But you're so high.
You ought to be ashamed of
Stay
yourself.
drunk all
Oh,
the
come
time.
on now, you all don't feel like that.
Bam! Hey kids, welcome back. Happy Thursday. I am going to do a build overview. Not a build video. I'm done with those for a little while because I think they're fucking boring. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you all the guts, and then I'm going to put it together and we're going to go over it, show you what I did with everything. You've seen a zillion people solder, including myself, so we're skipping it this go around. Got a lot of work to do because I've been gone this week, so I want to try and get stuff caught up. So what we're going to do is a very cool bird. I'm going to call it the JJ Helio. This is going to be fucking bad to the bone. So what we're going to do is another campfire frame, and I know those are getting boring, but every time I make one, somebody buys it from me, and one of these days I'm going to end up with my own. So this one's for me. I already did a dye job on the canopy, and it turned out this funky green, I think, thing, but it looks cool in the sunlight. So already did that. Got the frame in here. This is the Stretched X version. We're going to use the Helio spring flat controller. We're going to use a 35 amp BL Heli S ESC Foxeer micro, micro arrow VTX. Actually, I'm not going to use a VTX02 in this. If I have room in the stack, I'm going to put this Holy Bro thing in there because I have an extra and I can't remember what I was going to use it for. So we're going to use that or a VTX02. I haven't decided. And then, special treat, 2306 2500s. Check it out, kids. Wild Willys. Bad to the bone. Look at that. They're very nice. Smooth, beautiful. I cannot wait to try these motors out. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to try and make this special, kind of make it a cool little bird. That's going to be my beater. All right, kids. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Bam, and we're back. Okay, it is actually the next day. So, it took me a little bit longer because I changed at the last minute how I was going to do the frame, and I think you guys will dig it. It's pretty cool. So the finished product is here. Okay, yeah. So let's pop the props real quick. Build time on this, I think, was about, without the craziness of the frame, you know, which we'll talk about in a second, I think my build time was about an hour or so. But again, don't judge me on that. I build a lot of birds, so you shouldn't be building a bird in an hour probably. You know, so anyhow. Yeah. Oop, shit the bed. Where'd it go? Oh well, we'll figure it out later. Here it is. All right. So what I ended up doing is painting the frame, okay, with a green paint, I guess. And I did a water drop hydro dip on top of that. And then I clear coated it. Okay. So we've got the Wild Willy motors on here, which turned out really nice. 2306, 2500 kVs. Pretty hot. It's hard to see in this light, but that the canopy is a dual transition. It's like really, really dark, then it goes to green, I guess, or something like that. I actually fucked up the canopy. It wasn't supposed to be that way. I was trying a new thing, and I screwed it up, basically. So it ended up being really, really dark green, and so I talked to the wife and, oh, you know, do a green frame, okay? So the next thing that I did to change it up a little bit different than I normally do, and I'm glad I did it this way. I did it by accident, but in hindsight, it's really cool. I thought, well, it's really stupid to hydro dip a frame that you're not going to see the hydro dip on because the wires would be here and you're not going to see it. So what I ended up doing was a reverse braid around the bottom. See that? Now, a lot of people ask me about that. They're like, do you have desyncing problems with braiding the motor wires? Because I do it on a lot of birds. I do twists and I do braids. and heat shrinks and everything else. Here's a Mocha Griff that I did a full braid job on too. And no, I have never ever had a problem. And as a matter of fact, I've kind of moved away from heat shrink and pretty much just do that because it looks cool, it keeps it neat, it's easy to tie down, bam, it's very good. But what I did was I took 2 wires, wrapped it around the front sides, you can see right here, and then one on the outside. Same thing with the back, did the exact same principle on the back. And then I braided all the way down to here. And then I used my super silly silicone tape that, I love this shit. I talked about this in other videos. There's no stick to it. It adheres to itself. It's phenomenal stuff. I use that instead of zip strips. And that's how I tied them down back here. And then obviously I soldered them to the bottom side of the ESC, which just kind of made for a little bit cleaner of an appearance. Far view, of course, antenna, lead, did a little heat shrink job on that. Yeah, she turned out really good. I don't know why the hell I used a blue fox ear, because I have like 5 black ones in the drawer, but whatever. I'm colorblind. My wife's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. I don't care. This is my bird. It doesn't really have to match. But I did not hydro dip the bottom. You see a little accidental hydro dip on there, which I don't care about. It's on the bottom. Who cares? So, and I did clear coat over this. So it was primered, painted green, and then hydro dipped with the dots, the whatever, and then clear coated. So that's what we did. And then did the braiding on the bottom. The reason I like this is if you do have a prop strike, which I don't, but you know, if you did have a prop strike go down, you can't cut the wires, which is nice. And since it's a bottom mount battery, the wires are safe even during a crash because, you know, your battery's going to stick off this far. Bam! So I think that's going to be my new way of doing this, okay? As for this is a Campfire Quads, like I said, frame, stretched X, which I actually like the standard X better, which is one like this, but it's about the same. I'm honestly, you guys all see me fly. I'm not good enough fucking pilot to tell the difference same way. I just like the looks of the normal X better. The antenna holders that you see there, okay? See those tubes? These are antenna tubes I bought off Amazon. I think I bought 100 of them for like 20 bucks or something. And then to make them whatever color I want, I just put heat shrink over them. Bam, very easy. So that's what those are. And they even come with the little black tips. They come with a shit ton of those. So that's kind of neat. Built the far view for it, obviously. That's all good. What else did we do with this? I'll pop the top here in a second. These little antenna holders, though, that you see, these TPU, these 3D print jobbies, my brother Magic Mike in the club made me a whole buttload of them. He made me some cool-ass red, white, and blue jobbies. He made me clear. He made me black. And he's like, that should last you a while. Look, dude. I'm going to need some more. So let's pop this thing apart and I'll show you what we did. I did change my mind at the last minute. I did not use that Holy Bro VTX. I ended up using a VTX 03 just because with this type of build, the space that you, oops, wrong one. The space that you have in there is kind of limited because you're doing a canopy top and the canopy tapers, obviously. I probably could have fit it in there, but I didn't worry about it. I was like, yeah, I'm going to stick to my VTX 03. I'm going to actually put that Holy Bro VTX, and this is the one I'm talking about. Oops, shit the bed. One of these ATLE, whatever the hell they are. Yeah. Just checking something here. Interesting. All right, so anyhow, so I stuck a VT. I'm going to put this in one of my Griff Light builds that's coming up this weekend. So let's pop the top on this. We got the Foxeer Micro Arrow, which is all I use for micro cams. I don't use Run Cam. I think Run Cam are overrated and crap. That's just my opinion. Kind of like the fat shark of cameras. All right, so here we go. What I do is I take the VTX 03 camera and I take double-sided tape, this stuff, and I cut off a piece. Let me show you what I do, because this is really handy to do. I take a piece like this, about that big, I cut it, take it like this, I fold it in half. Gives you 2 layers. Then I take the tape off, and that width is perfect for the VTX-03 or 2. I stick it on the back, and then I stick the VTX to the back of the camera. Notice it fits perfect. The 2 layers of tape insulate from the heat, so you don't have to worry about that, and it keeps your VTX out of the way. Then what I do, obviously, is I take an SMA pigtail and I heat shrink it onto the VTX-03 or 2, and then I bring it out and I put a far view on the end. Nothing fantastic there. So this is your camera cable here, and this is your VTX cable here. I am using the Helio Spring flight controller, bam, which is cool, and 35 amp BL Heli S ESC, and it is not a 32-bit, it's just a normal one. So, yeah, you know, I get a lot of shit because I use really, really high-end gear a lot. These motors are not cheap, the frames, I mean, everything I use is usually good, but yet I use a lot of these Racer Star 30th Anniversary Edition ESCs. They are the same ESC that comes in the Holy Bro stack. They're 30 bucks, they're 35 amp BL Heli S. They work freaking great, and I have never blown one. So I don't really care a whole lot about D-Shot 1200. I know a lot of people do, which is BL Heli 32-bit. But I'm not a good enough pilot to really, you know, reap the benefits of that. Let's just say it that way. So either way. And the nice thing about this is I did use the connector plug from that comes with the Helio Spring FC and went straight into the ESC. So that worked out really well. Everything's a nice, neat, tight package. Bam! Look at that. Fits perfect. Love it. Great, great, great bird. I love these frames. This is the 5th one I've built of this, and I still own 3. This one's for me because I built this one that my buddy in Hawaii is going to be getting. I'm shipping this out Monday. This one has the F60 Pro 2 T-motors on it. This thing hauls balls. I mean, this thing's a bad, bad, bad bird. And I built this for me, and he's like, oh, I gotta have it, I gotta have it. So I sold it to him, and then I just basically built another one for me. So the neat thing about this one in particular is I did use those Wild Willy motors, whoever that guy is. I guess he's some good pilot. I live in a box, you know, whatever. But this is, I'm not sure, and if any of you out there watching this can tell me, I know these motors will handle 5S. I can tell that by the build, but there's like nothing on the internet about the stats on these motors at all. So if anybody can tell me what the voltage rating is on these, I would appreciate it. Because the Helio FC is a 6S and the ESC is a 6S. So if these motors will handle 6S, this is a full 6S build. I know it'll handle 5, no problem on those motors, but either way, that's it. So that is the build. Bam! Nothing but a peanut. So let's see what the overall weight is on this thing. I guess I got to put the shit back together. So we'll go ahead and I'm just going to put these on in any order. I will be running Butterflight, obviously, on this because it is a Helio Spring, and Butterflight's pretty much what I've been using anyway lately. Seems to be smoother. I'm sure I'm not dialing it in as nice as it could be. I don't care. It's good enough for the girls I date. Don't tell my wife that. I'm kidding. That's just a term. Love my woman. So, there it is. Okay. So, all the nuts up. The only thing we're really missing is those screws and the antenna caps, which, use your imagination. So, on the scale that tells no lies and only fibs, 282. That's a hauling ass bird. Those motors are sick. So, tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to do the pop test on this thing and see what she does. Those motors, I've heard nothing but amazing things about them, so we shall see. So, till the next time, kids, keep your side up. Bye.
Bam, JJ! Hope you like fishing. Bam, JJ! Hey, JJ! Hope you like fishing.